I realize I have not done any podcast topics on here in a while. It's the holiday season. And in light of what's been going on in the Chicago area, I thought I'd talk a little bit about how these buses dropping off migrants in the city of Chicago, because the city of Chicago has tightened rules around people being dropped off haphazardly without warning. Now, in the west suburbs, where I live, the west suburbs is getting hit with asylum seekers. And I want to talk a little bit about that. This happened as of recently. I was unaware of it because honestly, I went home on Thursday. And so I haven't been traveling since Thursday of last week. Um, but apparently, 38 migrants were left at a metro station in Kane County community of Elburn, and this is a small community. These migrants were given prepaid one-way tickets to take to Chicago. And then in the village of Manhattan, a bus showed up at the metro station on the same day. After they learned there were no Chicago bound trains for the night, they went to a station in Joliet. And then in Kankakee, law enforcement were shocked to see migrants just walking around with blankets, walking on highways and expressways after a bus driver dropped them off at a travel stop at 4:30 a.m. They dropped them off without food, money, or adequate clothing. Kankakee Mayor Christopher Curtis was upset, and he said in an email to NBC Chicago that this bus dropped off 30 to 40 individuals from Venezuela. He said that the city does not have housing, resources, or financial dollars available to handle busloads of arrivals. So basically, I believe when this all happened, I heard that on Friday, many of these municipalities around my area in the west suburbs of Chicagoland area, because we are not Chicago. We're literally 1 hour outside Chicago. I'm waiting to see what Naperville is going to do because Naperville has no shelters. I actually did a quick search and I saw there is limited shelters in Aurora and in the DuPage County area. This is DuPage County where they send in migrants. There's no place for them to go. Literally, there are houses and apartments and very little community services. You would have to go to Chicago to get community services. I think this is a poor act on whomever part it is, whether it's Texas or what other governors, Republican governors, I would assume are the ones sending it to the Chicagoland area because this is known as as a sanctuary state. But be mindful if you're sending them to areas that have no resources. That's an inhumane thing. And at some point, I think these cities and states that are sending them to other sanctuary cities, understanding that they're targeted areas where there is no type of assistance for these people, should be sued with the full extent of the law. It's inhumane, in my opinion, because there is nowhere way, and I'm assuming they're going to start hitting up the south suburbs at a point where I have tons of family and they don't have resources out there either. People just be walking around with blankets and no resources, no place to eat. Um that's not a very lovely holiday thing to do. I'm just thinking to myself, these people have no kind of um empathy and humanity to do this during the holiday seasons. Let me know your thoughts in the comments.